This is Idiots with Opinions. Idiots may vary.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for Todd. I don't know how he made it through this week, but he did. I don't know what kind of perils faced him, but I know that he made it here, safe and sound, ready for us at Idiots with Opinions. He's Todd. I'm Tuscan. We're ready to jump into it. Todd?
I want to thank Gary Busey for getting me this far. He's done a lot of good for Idiots with Opinions. I also want to thank my sister. Thank you, Sarah.
Always thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
I also want to thank Todd's sister, just for being around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, if you're listening, thank you. Does Sarah listen to this podcast?
I don't know.
I feel like she wouldn't.
My mother definitely does.
Your mother does.
Shout
Hi,
out,
Nance. How are you
shout
doing?
out to my mother. And we also have quite a few people. I've been looking at our analytics. If you think that you're the only person listening to our podcast, you're not. We're actually growing.
Well, I'm glad, Todd. It makes me warm and fuzzy inside to know that there are people out there just willing to hear all of our stuff today. And man, I have a theme today actually, and I'm gonna go ahead and foreshadow this theme. It's that man and beasts. Man is too stupid to tame beasts. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, I've got two phenomenal stories surrounding that. But, first, Todd, I want to ask you how your week has been. Has it been harrowing? Was I right?
It's been all right. I'm having dinner with a friend tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah?
So that's going to be fun. Going
Who are you
to a
having
Mexican
dinner
restaurant. My friend Alan. I've talked about him a couple times on the podcast.
Did I meet Alan? Was that the hairy guy that came out and saw us?
The hairy guy that came out and saw us? No.
In Atlanta? That wasn't the man?
No,
I felt so bad because...
that was Joseph.
Man. Joseph, if you're out there, which I'm sure you don't listen, but if you're out there, I want you to know that I'm really sorry. I felt like just the biggest swinging genitalia that day, man. I was the worst. I was so, you came out of your way to come see Todd and I, you were looking for a good time, and I was just the biggest wet blanket on that party. So I was under the weather, not feeling well, not feeling up to go out, and man, I feel really bad. Joseph, I'm sorry if I ruined your night.
Hey, I think he's good. We're all living our best lives now.
We are all living. Our buddy Lucas out there, he's going to be 21 in just over 24 hours. So shout out to him. Lucas, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Just saw him for a little bit.
Let's just get out the manifest of all of our listeners and start reading through the names and shout them out.
Shout out. Boy, howdy.
Hey, it's a community we run. Dude, we need to have a name of our followers, You know how some people do that?
Do we want to just call them idiots?
Hey, idiots.
Yeah.
We're all idiots.
You want to go with that one? I mean, I feel like at the base level, only the smartest people can admit that they're idiots.
Yeah.
I feel like the most moronic think that they're just the smartest people in the world. They feel like they've got nothing left to learn. But I feel like the smarter you are, the more you realize you don't know.
I think you're quoting Socrates.
Am I?
Yeah. One of the Greek philosophers. Either way.
Greek.
What's going on in the news today, Tuscan? What about the man taming beasts?
Well, I'm going to talk about a man, his anus, and things that just shouldn't be in it.
Hey, remember last week when you said to little girls?
Anus, yes.
I just did to anus, a man's anus, and I'd just like to say that I wasn't saying in the same way that Tuscan would have been misinterpreted last week. I was just acknowledging the story.
Steamed anus.
Hickory smoked.
Yeah. Horse butthole. Anyway, if you don't know what you're talking about, you're a normal person. Or if you don't know what we're talking about. If you don't know what you're talking about, I don't know, find out, I suppose.
No?
Just keep talking, and you'll find your place eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure of it. And my audio is not auto-scrolling, and it's really bugging me. Anyway, that's some inside baseball stuff. The point of my story, Todd... The point of my story, Todd, is you ever been constipated?
Yes. Most people
Yeah.
have, I believe.
Yeah, I had a quick bout of that. I had a bit today actually. I had a lot of spicy food yesterday. You know, I get that ghost chili salsa from time to time, and that's good stuff. Let me tell you, it's like really really tasty. Makes your whole body like catch fire. But the next day, just torture on the anus.
Yeah.
Just oh my god.
Welcome to Idiots with Opinions, where Tustin talks about his poop.
So this man, a Chinese man,
Yes.
from Guangzhou. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but you know what? I think I'm close. He went to the hospital. He's 49 years old. You think he'd be smarter at this point. He goes to the hospital complaining about experiencing abdominal pain.
Yes.
And at the time that he went there, he left out the fact that he had intentionally placed a 20-inch eel up there to cure his own constipation.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently, one of his quote-unquote friends told him that there's like this folk remedy for curing constipation. And this fool seemed to believe this guy. And, just let an eel go right up on in there. He was immediately rushed to emergency surgery, and doctors were able to remove the eel. Following surgery, the doctors asked him how it got there, and at first he said the eel just decided to swim up there by itself. But like later interviews further revealed that he did it intentionally to cure his constipation. Which, listen,
I'm looking at the picture now because I was looking up if there was actually some sort of remedy of curing your constipation. That quote unquote friend was wrong. There's no scientific evidence. In fact, there is the opposite. There's evidence against putting 20-inch eels inside your butt. Surprise.
Yeah, Exhibit A, this article would be one of those. That evidence. I think that this article's interesting too. I think because it like throughout the whole article, it's an article from Men's Health. So throughout the whole thing, it's talking about different. Like it'll have different links to other articles. So in parentheses halfway down, it's like wondering why you can't poop. Here's the weird reason with like a link, right? And then another parenthetical here at the bottom of the second paragraph, or the third paragraph rather. By the way, if you're actually having constipation problems, you may be lacking this mineral. Link. And then one of the final points it makes is. If you're really having trouble going, try adding some of these foods to your diet instead. And to that I have to say, I drink about 8 cups of coffee on an average day. I'll down roughly 8, maybe 10 cups of coffee. That is one way to just get everything out, man. That flushes everything out.
I don't know if that is the best advice for everyone. I don't think drinking 8 cups of coffee a day is a good way to go about life.
I'm not talking about like I fill a mug each 8 times. I'm talking about like the measurement cups, right?
Okay.
Like on the side
Still.
of a coffee pot, it goes up to like 8 to 12 cups.
Yeah.
Right. I fill it to about 8, and I drink that pot. That's usually my morning. I usually have 2 mugs of coffee, and then I fill my to-go cup, which is like 16 ounces, and then I take that to class.
Okay.
That's my
fair.
ordinary day. Yeah. And then, I don't know, sometimes I'll go to work and they've got, well, I call it free coffee. It's just coffee made in the coffee maker in the kitchen. I'll definitely pour myself a cup of that if I'm feeling low on the caffeine. Or, just cold or in need of the taste of coffee. I really like coffee, man.
I know you do.
It's like my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Keeps me going,
It keeps a lot of people going.
Yeah.
It really does. And you know what keeps a man in Texas going.
What's that, Todd?
A re-election. So we recently just had
topical.
Yeah, we recently just had midterm elections.
Yeah.
And there was a man in Montgomery County, Texas. He's Representative Ron Reynolds, and he just claimed a victory in Texas House District 27, and he is in jail currently.
Oh, solid. So he's like that Colombian guy, or not Colombian, the Brazilian guy who ran for president from jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except this is in America. This is in Texas. So this guy has been in jail. He was booked in jail September 7th. He's serving a year-long sentence. And so, yeah, he's
So what? I mean, what has he been convicted for?
He's been convicted for let's see. Oh, he's been appealing the conviction, but
Okay.
he is conviction of 5 misdemeanor counts on using a middleman to chase ambulances in order to solicit clients for his law firm.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super unethical. They actually call those people ambulance chasers. They're not like physically chasing ambulances, are they?
Well, I mean,
I'm sure that's the wording it used in the article, but I feel like these people are
using a middleman to chase ambulances. So
yeah, he must be, because I remember when I was working for the law firm in Atlanta over the summer.
Yeah.
We were discussing like this really big deal crash, like car crash that had happened, and I was on the phone with one of the partners and one of his good friends who was a PI lawyer, a personal injury lawyer. And there was like this big crash. It got a lot of publicity. Like 2 or 3 people were killed in the crash, and like there was a mother surviving who had lost her husband and at least 1 kid. It was like really tragic, right?
Yeah.
And the real horror of that stuff is like the next couple days and weeks and even months, that woman's gonna have lawyers and middlemen like that knocking on her door, trying to solicit services. And in some states that's illegal. According to the American Bar Association, it is super, super unethical, and you will lose bar certification if you are practicing like that. It is not okay to take advantage of grieving people and like show up at their doorstep and be like, I'm a lawyer, I'll help you out for this much. What a scumbag.
That's why they do the commercials. You see so many PI lawyer commercials.
Yeah, as long as it's
billboards.
not direct solicitation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You got to learn how to solicit.
It's not like, I was working for divorce lawyers. The equivalent is like seeing a couple fighting in a restaurant and like walking up to them and being like, hey, here's my card.
Yeah.
Family lawyer. Tuscan Fairfield, family lawyer.
Yeah. Do you want to end this?
What?
Wouldn't it be easy if just all of this went away?
Yeah.
I'm Tuscan.
You want a way out? I tell you what, first one of you to set up a meeting with me, half my hourly rate.
Hey, hey, business.
And I will screw the other one over so hard. You'll think it was your wedding night.
We got a business. We got a business to run now.
Yeah,
All
we do. And a bar certification to quickly lose.
Yeah, but how crazy is that? That in America, a re-election.
Think about it, right? Like, you voted the other day, or you did absentee voting, right? Because you voted in Nebraska.
Yeah.
So you did voting just probably like a month ago, or
couple weeks,
3 weeks ago. Yeah. So I voted in like an actual polling place for the first time in my life 2 days ago. In 2016, I did absentee voting from Missouri.
Yeah.
And voted in Nebraska. This year, I actually went to a polling place, and that was fun. It was an interesting experience. But I'm sure you had the same experience I did, which is you look at the ticket, you see 2 or 3 names that you recognize and people you've actually researched, and where you're like, okay, this guy's going to be my governor, this guy's going to be my representative in Congress, she might be my senator for my district, and like, okay, I've chosen these people. And then you get down to like the state attorneys general, you get to your county solicitor, stuff like that. And you're like, I don't know who these guys are. And a lot of these people are running unopposed, right?
Yeah. And these are the people who are actually going to affect your life.
Right. Like, if you get arrested for a crime and it's a misdemeanor, your county solicitor general is going to be like the office controlling your case, right? They're going to be the people you're fighting against if you do that. So it's important to know who these people are, especially if you're in the legal field.
Hey, speaking of voting and knowing who people are and stuff, I got a message the other day from a listener of the show, and they said that it was mostly a fact, but it was an Instagram post, and they wanted me to talk about it on the show. So this is for Ashley. There is, in the Alabama Constitution, it says you are not allowed to vote if you are an idiot, which is topical and also, topical for our show.
Yeah, it sounds like none of our viewers would be able to listen.
Yeah.
All you idiots out there.
Yeah, or us.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely not able to vote in Alabama for a number of reasons. Primary of which being I'm an idiot.
Yeah. But I looked it up, and I mean, there's obviously like legal definitions of what it means to be an idiot. So, well, the point of where I was going a minute ago, did it say that guy who was incarcerated that was running for what position did you say he was running for again? A House of Representatives.
Member. Really?
Yeah.
A state representative, right? Not a U.S. congressman?
Yeah, Texas House District 27.
Okay, gotcha. So, do you know if he was running unopposed in that county?
I am unsure.
Because I can't imagine. I mean, you run one campaign ad or put it up in enough places and be like, hey, this guy's in jail. I'm not in jail.
Yeah.
Therefore, I should represent your county. I mean, how cut and dry can you get?
Yeah.
That is advertising
that if he's going to be, he could miss the entire first year of the 86th legislative session if he is not freed before September 7th, 2019.
Well, how much is he really going to miss? I mean, he's probably a Republican in a very highly
he's a
Republican.
Democrat.
He's a Democrat?
Yeah.
Oh, well then he might actually swing a vote in the Texas representation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is the Texas House Republican or Democrat? I don't know. It's too much for me to know.
The Texas House, the
State House.
The State House? Oh, I have no clue. Yeah. I assume it's
Republican. I don't know. I always
assume it's a Republican.
I always get mixed up because every state, other than the one I live in, has a bicameral system.
Yeah.
And Nebraska's the only one that has a unicameral system. So I'm like, oh, state governments just have one house. No, they're normal. Most of them have 2 houses. And Nebraska's the only one that decided to be like, yeah, we've just got a Senate. That's it. We don't need no House of Representatives.
Yep.
Here's a story. Coming out of Scotland. I think it comes out of Scotland, but it's in an Australian news article.
Good day.
Todd, you ever heard about the fetish of dogs licking things off of licking peanut butter off of parts of you?
Yeah, unfortunately.
You've heard of that one?
Yes.
You've heard of that one? Some people do it on their feet.
Yep.
Some people do it on their nipples.
Yep.
Some people do it on their face, which is pretty harmless, right?
Yeah, that's
do it
fine.
on your face. That's fine. You're just
honestly,
getting
the feet
kisses.
thing probably isn't that bad either. I mean,
no, that's just a little bit weird.
Yeah, it's just a little weird.
It's like something you don't want to walk in on. Like that's about as compromising a situation.
Mm-hmm.
But slightly more compromising, putting the peanut butter on your genitals.
Yes.
Putting it on your nuts.
Yeah. Peanut butter.
This guy's our age, Todd. He's 22 years old. And He was in Haddington in East Lothian, which, let me find out. East Lothian. It is in Scotland, okay. So he's a Scottish man. And he was allowing his dog to lick peanut butter from himself. And it was a pit bull. Bulldog. An English bulldog. And that bulldog just went ahead and bit him right off.
Oh, no.
Yep. Mm-hmm. The dog.
Tuscan, remember when you said you were gonna tell some happy stories this time?
Yeah, I guess I did. But, I mean, at least they're funny. I mean, I'm not laughing. I'm just kind of uncomfortable. I'm sitting with my legs crossed now. So this guy, he's got a dog named Biggie, named after Biggie Smalls.
Yes.
That dog has been euthanized, which is very sad.
What?
And
why? What?
Yeah.
Because of this?
He ate the genitals of his owner.
That's
Cops showed up and he was covered in blood, and the owner was unconscious, lost too much blood, went to a hospital, was put into a coma for several days.
okay. Yeah, but some people beat their animals, which is not okay. But like I feel like that's
worse.
different. That's worse.
That is worse than this. I agree.
They're not euthanized.
No, the man wasn't euthanized. The dog was euthanized.
I know. Some people beat their dogs, and the dogs aren't euthanized.
Well, why would the dog be euthanized if it's a victim of abuse?
Why would the dog be euthanized if it did what it was like just expected to do? Eat peanut butter.
Well, I think it wasn't supposed to take a bite. That's for sure.
Okay, how is it
Just
supposed to know
lick
that?
happily.
How
I don't
is
know.
it
Listen.
supposed to know that?
This is my point. Man is not smart enough to handle beast. There's just, I mean, that's what I was prefacing. I think that these people are far too stupid to ever figure this out.
They're idiots. They couldn't vote in Alabama. But I have another story about Alabama.
Oh yeah, we're going back to Alabama
Yeah.
for this one.
Yeah.
All right.
So imagine you're in Alabama. You're at a Waffle
I
House.
always managed. Ooh, I like a Waffle House.
Yeah. So
Not
you're just
really.
sitting there. You're. Well, what do you like to get at a Waffle House, Tuscan?
I don't really like to touch any of the surfaces in a Waffle House.
Yeah.
But when I do, I get like the hash brown and like egg mixes, those scrambles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Put a lot of hot sauce on them.
And obviously, like a cup of Joe.
I have like 5 of those, yeah.
Yeah. So you're.
You've seen me at a Waffle House.
Oh yeah, I have. And so you're chowing down on some food.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, a man falls through the ceiling without pants on.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Have we?
I've been there.
Okay.
Haven't you?
Well, this time this
I've
guy
been
was
that
caught.
guy.
This time this guy was caught, and he was arrested.
Okay.
Because
For what?
For like I think it let's see.
What's the charge? There's
Public
no way they got
indecency
something
for
on-
one.
I don't know. This seems pretty decent.
Public indecency. But
I bet everybody got a decent
he was
kick out of
actually
it.
he was actually doing a burglary. He did a botched burglary, fought
nice
patrons
B&E.
before fleeing. Then he
Nice.
went into the Waffle House restroom,
Uh-huh.
tried to break into the restaurant's office through the ceiling.
Okay.
And he when he tied the door shut with his pants and climbed onto the ceiling, and when he fell through the ceiling, he was not wearing any pants. And the police say that he may have been on drugs.
Only possibly.
But yeah, he
There's
fled.
no way to know.
This guy got away, and he fled, leaving behind his pants that contained his driver's license. So they caught him
Nice.
right
Solid.
away.
Didn't take the wallet out. Interesting. Out to steal all that money, but all the money you have is in the pants that you left in the office.
Yeah. I feel like if you're
Nice.
going to burgle somewhere, burgle? Is that
Yeah,
just
that's
rob
a verb.
someplace?
That's a verb.
Okay,
No,
if you're
burgle's-
going to burgle
burgle's a verb.
somewhere, don't take your wallet. What do you need a wallet for?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If caught, they don't know
Next
who
time
you
you are burgling someone, take your wallet out.
are. Yeah. Wear gloves. Why doesn't anybody ever wear gloves? They find fingerprints everywhere.
I know. Well,
It's
yeah,
like-
but there's also, I think, finding fingerprints, it costs money.
Not that much money.
Well, no one like.
I mean, how
looks
much
for,
money
No
can,
one
like, a
dusts for
fingerprint
fingerprints unless there's homicides.
That's fair. Or like something very valuable was stolen, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or it's a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels that way. I don't know. I always wonder how much of the forensic science you see in television is actually put into use daily in police investigations or FBI investigations.
That's why it's really
You know?
interesting to watch like those videos of the real.
Yeah.
Forensic.
Yeah, Wired, or what's that other
Yeah,
one?
Wired.
Vanity Fair.
Vanity Fair,
Vanity
yes.
Fair does that one from time to time. I think Wired was the one that did the CIA director or whatever, and she was like explaining what disguises people used. That one was pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're like, American people hold the cigarette between their first two fingers, but Europeans hold the cigarette between the thumb and the forefinger. And like, if you're posing as a European, you have to know that, right? Or,
Yeah.
or if you smoke it like an American, people will think you're American. That'll tip off a foreign agent, right? And it's small things, right? If somebody's young, you make them look old. If somebody's old, you make them
It's
look
like that
young.
Tarantino movie where the Inglourious Bastards, and he gives him
Yeah.
he says 3, but he doesn't. He does it without his thumb.
Oh, what a great scene! Inglourious
yeah.
Bastards was a really good movie.
Yeah, it
Really
is a
good movie. That's I think honestly, both that and I think True Romance were Tarantino's best as far as dialogue goes.
Yeah,
Pulp Fiction did a really, really good job of like overt suspense, but this one was like Inglourious Bastards was the best like subtle suspense. Like I can't remember what it was. It's like
the very first scene is insane.
right. It's that whole Alfred Hitchcock trope, right?
Yeah, the bomb
two
under the
characters,
table.
if two characters are talking about baseball for 5 minutes and then a bomb goes off, the audience is shocked. But if you show them the bomb and then the two characters talk about baseball for 5 minutes, the audience is on the edge of their seats, waiting for that to happen. It's the payoff, right?
Yeah,
It's crazy. That is really, really good. And then, the first scene, halfway through the scene, they, like, reveal the thing. I don't want to give it away because, honestly, if you haven't seen it, it is so worth watching. Like, even that first scene, you get, like, that little surprise of, like, oh, shit, that's
Yeah.
actually what's happening.
it's like Indiana Jones. It's like we
Yeah.
got a clear enemy, the Nazis.
Right. The Nazis.
The Nazis.
Wow. You know who else fought the Nazis, Todd?
Carl Westberg.
Good old Carl Westberg, back there in the trenches. He was there at the Battle of Valley Forge. Spent the winter with George Washington, just fighting the Nazis.
Yeah, during the war of the War of 1812.
Yeah, the one where George Washington fought the Nazis. 13 years after his death. In 1799. That was the one. Carl Westberg was there. And what a great man he was.
He still lives to tell the tale. Yeah.
Sponsored today's episode, Carl Westberg, just bringing it at you day in and day out. If you want to talk to him, Todd, myself, anybody from the Idiotic team, which I think I've named everybody. Haven't I named everybody?
The intern, Q.
The intern? We've
Yeah.
had an intern?
Yeah, we got an intern,
man.
dude. He runs
You
our
gotta
social
introduce me to
media.
the intern. Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah, we need to stick that guy out there. So check out what Q's got going on Instagram. We're at Idiotic Opinions. He's on Twitter as well at Opinions That Suck. That's SUK. And then shoot us an email. That's us. That's me and Todd manage that. We don't let Q near the email
No,
account. We
Q
don't know
doesn't.
what he's going to
Q's
say.
not trustworthy.
Don't know what he's going to say. So shoot us an email there at studiosvolatile@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you with a prompt reply, because that's how we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Todd, it was a pleasure talking to you. I got to hit the road.
hey, you hit the road, Jack.
Yeah,
And
I will.
Don't come back.
I might
anymore.
come back.
Never.
I might come back. I'm gonna try and sleep in my own home tonight. But I don't know where the night will take me.
I know where it'll take me.
Heyo.
To a dog licking peanut butter off my.
You've been listening to Idiots with Opinions. Tune in next week